Good morning, North Texas, and thank you for joining us for today's episode of the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. We are at the Azle Academy. You can find them online at theazleacademy.org, located here in, of course, Azle, Texas. I'm here with one of the owners today, Bree Reed. Morning, Bree.
Good morning.
We are going a little analog today because your host of the show has misplaced all the SD cards. Our little Roadcaster machine that we record off of runs off of these SD cards, and if you forget them, you're out of luck. So, first time I've done this in a while, but hopefully it doesn't have to get y'all had an exciting weekend, Bree.
We did. We were in Washington, D.C., and it was fabulous. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, for 4th of July weekend?
4th of July weekend, yes. The parade was 2 hours long. Every state was represented with a band. Phenomenal.
That's really cool. If y'all haven't listened to the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show yet, we have segments. We do weather, National Day of, This Day in History, some news stories, and then we close it out with a good news story. It's a centric. We take a centric look at Fort Worth, Texas, and then just kind of get you up to date with what's going on in the community and around the world, and a 20-minute little snapshot on your way to work, or whatever you got going on during the day. Let's get into the weather real quick. Last week was absolutely insane because there was no rain in the forecast, really.
No.
Not a whole lot, yeah. Little percent here, little percent there. And then as the week went on, the rain chances kind of matched what was going on outside your window, but they just missed the mark every day last week. So anyway, not a lot of faith in the weather report right now. 87 for a high today, 74 for a low, 43% chance of rain. Tuesday, 91 for a high, 73 for a low. PM showers, 47%. Wednesday, 91 and 73 for a low. Thursday, 93, 75 for a low. Friday, 94, 75 for a low. Saturday, 94 and 75 for a low. Sunday, 92 and 75 for a low. Do you trust it?
No.
All right, let's get into National Day of. Today is National Strawberry Sundae Day. Does that mean something to you?
It does. It's close to my heart.
It sounded like you're getting excited there. Yeah. Well, today's your day then, Bree.
Thank you.
National Transplant Week.
Oh.
Here's an odd one. Nude Recreation Week.
Oh.
We're not clicking on that one.
Yeah. That's going to change all sorts of things on there.
Yeah. Mother's Day, South Sudan.
Oh.
Okay. And a bunch of other crazy stuff. If you'd like to start your own National Day of, it looks like you can probably just do it.
Did you know today is also National Dora Day? Like Dora the Explorer Day?
No, did I pass that?
No, I just know this.
Oh, there it is. National Dora Day.
See?
You're right.
It is a day.
July 7th, 2025 is National Dora Day. Conventionally feminine name of Greek origin. It's the shortened form of Dorothy, which means gift or God's gift. Doron, the name's earliest form, was the Mycenaean Greek Dura. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know all this?
No. My mom's name is Dorothy, and that's why I know it's National Dora Day.
Dora may also be a nickname for Isadora, Theodora, Amphidora, and more. When people hear the name, however, they often think about the animated character from the kid favorite cartoon Dora the Explorer. The National Dora Day, you should definitely celebrate every Dora you know. Okay, well, if your name's Dora and you're not exploring, or if you are, happy Dora Day. All right, this day in history, July 7th, 1928. Best thing ever. Sliced bread is sold for the first time. Missouri's Chillicothe Baking Company offers up packages of clean-made sliced bread. Thanks to Otto Raweder's invention, a machine that cuts loaves of bread into uniform slices, held as a great advance. Sliced bread will be banned for a time in 1943 as a wartime extravagance. Sliced bread, you couldn't get it. Okay.
Who knew?
There was a really bad attack. I think I remember this one. 2005, July 7th, there was a suicide bomber detonated explosives on London Transport. You remember that?
I do not.
There was their train system, and somebody detonated a bomb. Yeah, back in 2005. 3 explosions on London's underground system and a blast on a double-decker bus injures some 700 and killed 56, including the 4 suicide bombers responsible for the terrorist attack. The London bombings come a year after the train blast in Madrid and nearly 5 years past 9/11 attacks in the U.S. And Bree was telling me how much she's been enjoying the morning show and how it's always nice and light and cheery. And today's just not that day, folks. It was a rough weekend for Texas and absolute tragedy for a lot of Texas families. And now we're going to get into the news for the weekend. I'm going to do my best not to get choked up. This is from the Fort Worth Police Department's Facebook page. We are immensely proud of the Fort Worth Fire Department as they have sent 17 of their bravest to help assist with flooding taking place in Central Texas. Our thoughts and prayers, hopes go with them and to all those impacted by this tragedy. May God bless them all. May God bless Texas. I am not, in fact, going to make it through this without getting upset.
It's a hard one.
This is one of the worst tragedies in my lifetime in Texas. Texas flooding update from abcnews.go.com. Let's see, the story is by Emily Shapiro, Jack Moore, Nadine El Bawab, Ivan Pereira. Texas flooding update, statewide death toll now at least 80, say officials. At least 80 people are dead and others missing after heavy rains lashed Texas, leading to catastrophic flooding. At least 41 people are missing statewide, as the late Sunday afternoon officials said. President Trump has signed disaster declaration for Kerr County, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency is on the ground there. The Department of Homeland Security said Sunday. Statewide death toll, 80. The death toll now stands at 80 in the wake of torrential rains and the resulting flooding in Texas. By far, the greatest number of fatalities occurred in Kerr County, where 68 people are believed to be dead, according to officials, including 28 children. In Travis County, 5 people are believed dead, with 3 dead in Burnett County and 1 death, each reported in Tom Green and Williamson counties, officials have said. Search and rescue operations are ongoing. Latest forecast, flood watch in Hill County areas until 7 p.m. A flood watch in effect through 7 p.m. on Monday for areas in the Texas Hill Country, including Kerr County, Burnett, Austin, and San Antonio. This happened really fast. Locally, 2 to 4 inches of rain are possible, with National Weather Services saying up to 10 inches. I was looking for part of the story that talks about how quickly it happened, but they said it raised, in some areas, 30 feet within an hour.
Yes, and it just whoosh.
Which is just unbelievable. And I keep looking for some kind of insight into the story, like was there a dam that they released or something? That is an unbelievable amount of water.
But when you watch the the weather cycle, like it just looks like it just held.
Yeah.
And just dumped.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I've never seen back in what was this? It would have been probably 2002, 2003. Living in Abilene, Texas, they've got some pretty wide creeks that run through the city, and I remember Abilene flooding 4 feet in some areas up people's interior walls. And so we did a lot of volunteer work with churches, going to people's houses and ripping out carpet and stuff like that. But there were, I don't believe there were any deaths during that flood, but just the amount of damage was enough to really impact the community and change people's lives permanently.
Absolutely.
So anyway, this is a big thing. I did see HEB had a bunch of response team vehicles going down there with supplies, and I think that's great. If you're in a position where you can help the people down in Central Texas, you should. But you should also not cause a problem too, because sometimes so many people show up that it blocks roadways for emergency workers. So if you're going down there to help out, be cognizant of that. This is from the Fort Worth Fire Department off of their Facebook page. On July 4th, members of the Fort Worth Fire Department deployed as part of Texas Task Force 1 conducted numerous high water rescues and countless evacuations in San Angelo where severe flooding created life-threatening conditions. 2 of these rescuers were captured on video by a San Angelo Police Department drone. These first responders faced incredibly dangerous waters to bring terrified people to safety. The crews deployed to Central Texas are in multiple locations assigned where the state has requested the assistance. We are grateful for your prayers and support for our first responders. And we ask that you continue to lift up their families and missing and all those affected by the disaster in prayers as well. Stay safe. Okay, we got through the stories. That's all I got the energy for this morning as far as the news goes. And we're going to hop right into our good news story of the day. Thank y'all again for being with us. If you ever have any stories that you want us to cover on the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show, be sure and email us, media@fortworthroots.com. This is the important part. It's got to be an audio file. So an MP3, just talking to your phone, just like I'm doing today. And you can send it in through the email, media@fortworthroots.com. Or if you have Instagram, you can jump on there, go to Messenger, type in Fort Worth Roots, and inside the message box, there's a microphone. You can click on that and just tell us what's on your mind. If I need to do further research and pull up actual news stories to support what you're saying, I'll do it. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. Doesn't have to be super polished. Just get the story to us and we'll play it on the air. Scientists out of goodnewsnetwork.org reversed Parkinson's symptoms in mice. We were astonished by the success. This news story is by Good News Network. Groundbreaking research by the University of Sydney has identified a new brain protein involved in the development of Parkinson's disease and a way to modify it, paving the way for future treatments for the disease. With the aim of finding new treatments to slow or stop its progression, the research team has spent more than a decade studying the biological mechanisms underpinning the condition, which is the second most common neurological condition after dementia. In 2017, they identified for the first time the presence of an abnormal form of a protein called SOD1 in the brains of patients diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Normally, the SOD1 protein provides protective benefits to the brain, but in Parkinson's patients, it becomes faulty, causing the protein to clump and damage brain cells. The news study by the same team, led by Professor Kay Double from the Brain and Mind Center, was just published in Acta Neuropathologica Communications. It found that targeting the faulty SOD1 protein with a drug treatment using copper improved the motor function in mice. We hope that by treating this malfunctioning protein, we might be able to improve the Parkinson-like symptoms in the mice we were treating. But even we were astonished by the success of the intervention, said Professor Double in a media release. That's pretty cool.
Very.
Parkinson's is, since I was a kid, we were big fans of Michael J. Fox. So even as a child, you're aware of Parkinson's,
Yes.
Yeah. And then dealing with, I'm sure you and everybody else listening has had to deal with a loved one that's being affected by Parkinson's, dementia, or other neurological issues, and it's heartbreaking.
It is. It changes.
Yeah. Well, we're here today, just like we are every Monday through Thursday, because of the awesomeness of the folks here at the Azle Academy. They've opened their doors to us and allowed us to do the morning show here at their facility in Azle. Can you tell us a little bit about the Azle Academy?
Yeah, so the Azle Academy is something that is a heart passion of mine. My husband told me I was crazy when I told him that I wanted to open this place. And I was like, well, that's okay. Let's just do this. And so
John called his wife crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like he's the crazy one.
No, this idea was pretty crazy to begin with because I wanted to open a business and I wanted to do all these things. And my degree is not in business. It's in education.
Yeah.
And so for me to jump into that world with my husband was daunting. Mm-hmm. But no, it's been fabulous. So we offer STEM here. We offer music, lots of music. We offer piano, guitar, bass. Gosh, so
ukulele.
Many dreams. We offer dreams, drums, ukulele. We offer so many instruments. We do not do harp. We did have somebody call for a harp. instructor. If you know of a harp instructor, bring them to us, please. We don't currently have a harp instructor.
Yeah.
But we also have art, we have theater, and then right now we are coming back from the 4th of July break, and we are getting ready for our summer showcase, which is on July 19th, just right down the road at Eagle Mountain Plaza. And it's just going to be a fabulous time where our kids get to show off what they've been working on for the past few months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know we can find you at the azleacademy.org. You guys are on Instagram. What's your Instagram tag?
I don't know.
We'll make sure that's up for you guys. Social media is one of the things that we wanted to try and help the Azle Academy out with. And unfortunately, I'm sure you're in the same boat as me. I'm so tired of social media, but I guess if you're in business or if you're trying to get the attention of the public, you just absolutely have to have it. So anyway.
I think it's Azle Academy.
What did I call it?
No, we didn't know.
Oh.
But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, I think it's at Azle Academy.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. I thought I was calling it something else. And you're like, no, this place is called the Azle Academy.
No, you got it right.
That's excellent. Well, Bree, thank you again.
Yeah,
John, I'm sure you're listening. Thank you, man. And James, thanks for always being here. I know he had a big weekend, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. I'll let him share his story though.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's his.
That's sure. We'll let James tell you guys the big update. He told you what it was last week, but I'm sure there will be some updates.
Yes.
So and he'll be back with us next week because he's going to be out all week.
Yes, all week.
Excellent. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us for the morning show. Apologies for the clunkiness of it. We had to record straight to the phone, so but I'm going to do my best to kind of clean it up on the back end. As you move through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till tomorrow, folks. Good day.